Hey everybody, I hope you're feeling well. This is Jess, also known as the Harvesting Frog. Today, just want to talk about this little video I found about Daniel Lee on YouTube. He was talking about the fact that he think that the MTL got a massive gem problem. And after listening to his video, not yesterday, but the day before, I was like, oh, I think there's a misunderstood here, and don't think there's any issue with the way it's done at the moment, and that's it. Just wanted to bring that on front and to talk about it a little bit with all of you. So we're just gonna jump at Daniel Lee, who's also known as Paper Hand Dan. We're gonna talk and listen a little bit of his video. You know, it's a 12-minute video, so I'm almost 13, so I'm not gonna listen to it all with you. We're gonna start at 2 minutes 47 and stop at 5 minutes 33 seconds. And the speed right now is gonna be boosted a little bit, so maybe some of you are gonna want to slow this part a little bit for my to be able to maybe understand well, but I don't want to take too much time, so I wanted to boost this little part right here. So let's do this.
But for a vast majority of users, one gem does equal $1. So this presents a problem. The reason this is a problem is if you look at the white paper for Ecomi, they have stated that one gem will equal $1 for Americans. The problem with this is that Ecomi basically takes a loss because they pay the Apple Store, they pay the Google Play Store 30% to have their app on these stores. So these stores take a cut. So automatically, Ecomi is taking a 30% haircut right off the top. So they take our $1, they give us $1 worth of value, but they only receive 70 cents on this dollar. Another problem with this is when you factor in buybacks for primary sales, that Ecomi VEVE is actually going to buy OMI from the circulating supply in order to replenish the massive vault wallet eventually. So you have to factor in that 7% cut as well. So
Okay. I'm sorry for this sound on the phone, but bear with me a second. 7% is not much from a business that are doing basically retail with basically a retail model, because if you look at VEVE model right now, it's only a digital retail company which is selling stuff, and in the retail business there's a percentage of profit that you can accept depending on the cost that you have with your local, with a lot of things. So take that in mind. We're gonna continue this video for the moment.
that eventually someday will be used, that money, to pay back or buy back the OMI to replenish the vault supply. Dan Carruthers has actually also talked about not just Apple Store fees, but costs in an AMA. So I'm not sure if there's potentially more costs beyond the 30% that's never really been talked about. This begs the question, when MTL is enabled, what's going to happen? Is Ecomi VEVE going to take a potentially 30, 40, maybe even a 50% loss depending on these costs, if there are any? At a bare minimum is going to be 30%. Are they going to take a 30% haircut and give people $1 worth of value? Or are they going to charge them potentially a 30% transaction fee? We don't know the answers to these questions, but it's something important to really consider. I am very curious to see what Ecomi VEVE intends to do. Now, let's say, for example, there's $1 million worth of value out there that people want to cash out. Let's say it's $1 million. So if you take a 30% potential cut off of that, Ecomi is paying $1 million. They're actually losing $300,000, right? Because they received $700,000 worth of dollars, but they actually have to pay out $1 million because of these fees here, because they have decided that one gem equals $1. Okay, maybe that's a big loss, but maybe it's not the end of the world. But can you imagine what happens if $20 million wants to exit the app? That's a huge potential dilemma, because then you're looking at $6 million potentially exiting the app minimum. This can be a huge problem because there are whales out there that have made a lot of money from.
So to talk about this false MTL issue that I think we got in talk about, I think there's a big misunderstood, first of all, and it's the fact that the 30% fee is not paid by VEVE but by customer. And I got a pretty simple example of that. It's from myself. When I'm buying for like 100 gem on the apps, I'm gonna have to put like $161 of gem because I gotta pay the 30% fee, and I even got to pay for the currency transfer because I'm in Canadian, so I gotta pay another 30% of currency transferring. So it's like 60% more, and this is where is coming the 30%. So VV didn't got to pay this, right? We gotta consider this. That's really important. Still, even if they got 10 to 20% to pay from this million gem, which is like 7% for the buyback and maybe 3 to 13% for any basic other cost they could get, it still left them with $800,000 of found to pay back any people who's gonna want their gem back into fiat. So to me, it doesn't sound like a problem because I don't think that if people buy for $1 million, the next week they're gonna want to cash out for $1 million gem. I think it won't make sense, and to do so, they are gonna have to sell all their collectible to people who's gonna hold them, and after that, they're gonna have to sell out all the gem to transfer them into fiat, which sound crazy to me. I don't think that 80% of people who put gem in the app are gonna be putting them out as soon as possible. I mean, when the MTL transfer is gonna come, I think it's gonna be like a lot of people are gonna cash out, and probably people are gonna cash out like for many thousands of dollars. And pretty sure of that, but still, we gotta have like 80% minimum of all the gem buy in the app to be cash out into fiat to be lacking found. And even if this happen, and everything should be paid, because with this 20%, which is, as I said, like 10% to pay every salary and everything, because they are doing like a million gem. They're doing this few times a week, so they're doing like $100,000 at least a week. Do you think they got problem to pay the employee? No, they don't. They don't. So as I said, if you want to have a big money issue, you got to put out into fiat 80% of all gem that have been put in the app. That's crazy. It's not gonna happen, at least for 5 years, in my opinion. And you gotta think that the adoption of this app, the number of new people coming in the app every week, every day, every month, is getting so crazy that this issue is not an issue. They even got a part of some fee for the secondary market resale item. So like I think on Disney take 8.5% of fee on every resale item, but 2.5% are for VV. So if you sell a Downy like for $100,000, there's like 2.5% going back into VV's pocket, which is gonna reduce the percent here to pay employee or licensor fee or any other fee. So this buyback cost and anything could be lowering so fast that it won't even matter. They even gonna be able to cover for this 20% fee that are lacking in the $1 million gem that have been buying the app. So is there any MTL issue right here? No, there's not. That's just a big misunderstood. And even if there was like a 20 or 30% more fee, everything's gonna be covered, because it will only mean that they got like 50% fee to cover back, which it's also gonna mean that to have a funds issue, if people want to cash out, they're gonna have to be at least 50% of all gem put to be cash out to have a found issue. It's still 50%. I don't think 50% of the people of all the gem put in the app is gonna be asked to be put out since for a few years, or even when the MTMOs got out. There's probably gonna be a few $1,000,000 out. Yeah, I won't be surprised about that. Don't get me wrong. I think it could be easy to imagine, But do you think it's gonna be enough to be like over 80% of all money in the apps? And no, I don't think so, and I don't believe that they take all this money and that they didn't think about what they should do with it to be able to give back money. So that was my first opinion and thoughts on this. And if I want to continue on this, I could say that it could be one of the main reasons why they waited for so long to introduce the MTL officially. I mean, if they waited for like 3 to 6 more months, it's gonna mean that more and more and more money are gonna be put in the app. So the 80% that I was talking about is not like 2, 3, 20 million. It's gonna be like fucking higher than that. It's gonna be like $200-300 million that's gonna be needed to be cash out from the apps to have maybe any funds issue. And even this, I don't think it's gonna be a found issue, because every week we got new customer putting more gem, and that's not even counting people that are returning customer and that are putting gems like few times a week. So there's not gonna be any issue. Everything was calculated, I'm pretty sure about that, and it would be crazy to me if they would not have learned from lesson from some apps that lived before VEVE that was doing the same thing. I'm not sure what was the name of the apps, but I'm pretty sure some of you remember these apps. It was Quid, and to a certain extent there was a little possibility to cash out, and this is what screwed the app basically, because there was not really NFT first of all, and they didn't keep the fund to be able to cash out, so the cash out money transfer didn't stay long. So that was my video about the MTL issue, which, as I think, is not an issue at all. It's only a misunderstood on how business is work and how a digital business retail like VEVE is working at the moment. So that was my thoughts about it, and maybe I can add something. Yeah, I think that the web app is gonna cover so many of this 30% fee for us customer, and I think it's even gonna help us to maybe lower basic cost and buyback for them, because they're gonna allow us in the web app to transfer into OMI. So I think it's gonna be a better idea for us to cash out gem into OMI and to be able maybe to hold them and cash them out afterward in USD, CP, and DAI. You can choose any stablecoin you want, but that was my thoughts about it. So give me your thoughts in the comment below, and let me know if you like this video by liking, subscribing, and leaving me a comment. So that's it. Peace. And don't forget to subscribe to Dan's channel, which is Daniel Lee on YouTube, and you can even go subscribe to his Twitter account at PaperHandDan on Twitter. No, that's not his name. It's probably AsianDan on Twitter. So that's it. Peace.